Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the CompTIA PenTest Plus PT0-003 exam and what I think about it. Now I'm happy to say that I did pass the exam. It was actually fun. It was a little bit difficult. I wouldn't say it was like that difficult. As long as you study, you should pass. I'm happy to say that I passed, and after you put in all that hard work and studying and all these different things, it feels really good when you come out the end winning with your hand raised, right? Now I am A+ certified, Network Plus certified, Security Plus certified, Linux Plus certified, CYSA Plus certified, and now PenTest Plus certified, amongst the other certifications that I do got, right? Things that I want to talk about is, for this exam, I want you guys to make sure that you download your PDF objectives and just go over the objectives and make sure you know everything in the objectives. I honestly feel like they try to ask questions about everything on the PenTest Plus. That's just me, at least for this version. I know a lot of people for the 002 version, they was saying that they was asking a lot of Nmap questions. I really don't know how much Nmap questions they was asking or not. I really didn't get that much Nmap questions on the version 3. I didn't get that much Nmap questions. Now this version just came out a couple months ago. I'm not sure if they got feedback from people and they was like, hey, too much Nmap questions, and I'm not really sure. But this was actually well versed, well put together in my perspective. They asked me questions. I actually felt like the things that they did say to be prepared for, that they actually asked questions about those things, and it didn't seem one-sided. Like sometimes you take an exam, you feel like, man, I studied for this, but they didn't ask no questions about this. I feel like they tried to do a good job. Yes, of course, there's something here and there that you studied for that they didn't really ask about, but I feel like they did okay on this version of the exam. That's one of the things I would say. Make sure you download the objective PDF and just go over it to make sure that you know what you're doing. And for this exam, I got about 4 PBQs. I got exactly 4 PBQs, and the rest was multiple choice. In total, with the PBQs, it was 75 questions, and you get an hour and 65 minutes to complete the exam. To be honest with you, this actually was the exam that I finished the fastest in all the exams I've taken. Usually I skip all the PBQs first. That's exactly what I did. I skipped all 4 of the PBQs, and then I moved on to the multiple choice questions. Now, when I moved on to the multiple choice questions and I got through the multiple choice question, I had probably like an hour. When I checked my time, I still had an hour remaining to do the exam, right? I still had about that amount. I had a lot of time. When I looked at the time, I was like, man, I hope I don't fail, because usually you're taught to make sure you use all the time. And I actually tell people that make sure they use all the time they have. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, I still have a whole hour. Like, did I rush it, or did I just prepare that good to where I didn't have to spend that much time on these questions? I completed the multiple choice questions. I looked at the time, I had like an hour and change, or about an hour remaining for me to do the 4 PBQs. I ended up doing the 4 PBQs. When I did the 4 PBQs, I had about 30 minutes remaining, right? I looked at the time, I say, man, why I feel like I'm finishing so fast? So then I ended up going back, and some of the questions that I did flag, because while I'm taking the multiple choice questions, there's questions where I'm like, I think this is the answer, but let me flag it. So if I have time, I could go back over and just dissect it as much as possible to make sure that I'm getting the answers right. After I did the PBQs, I got about 30 something minutes remaining. Let me go back and double check the questions that I flagged, the multiple choice ones. And I just went back, going over the multiple choice ones, doing this, that. And every time I go over it, I'm still coming up with the same answer that I had at first. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be changing these answers up too much and then I mess up myself. I ended up just turning in my exam. And when I turned it in, at the end of the exam, they ask you those survey question thingies, and I'm going through, of course, I'm nervous and stuff. And I got past that and I passed. And I was like, that means I prepared. That means all the hard work paid off. I prepared for the exam on point, to the point where I took it, and the time that I had remaining, I couldn't believe it. It was confusing to me because this is the first exam that I took that I had almost half the time that they gave me still remaining on the clock. But I was focused. I was studying. I was on point, and I was like, you know what? I could get this done. For this exam, of course, you get multiple choice questions. You have PBQs. You get no more than 90 questions max. The resources I used was Jason Dion's PenTest Plus course on Udemy, and I also used his practice exams on Udemy as well. Both of them was on sale for around, I want to say, $14 or so each. So I bought that, got it on sale. I used that. And for hands-on, I used TryHackMe, which has PenTest Plus hands-on labs. They have a specific course for that in TryHackMe. So you will have to pay, I think it's about $14 a month if you're trying to do the hands-on labs with TryHackMe, but it's really worth it. And I combined those two. That's the only resources I used. I just used those, and I studied, and eventually I passed, right? That's the main thing. Hopefully this video is able to help you guys. And if you have any questions about the test, feel free, reach out, comment below, and I will definitely respond. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.